Hello, family and friends. Today we're going to be brightening up some shady areas with color. And a lot of times when you think about color, you're thinking about flowers. Today we're going to be looking at getting color with foliage. Going to be using coleus and caladiums. Going to be doing some before and afters and a little maintenance, the usual stuff. We'll be in a few different locations and we'll show you what's going on in the backyard. Hope you enjoy. These are the Main Street Orchard Rose Coleus, one of my favorites. And over here, we have some white impatiens at the top of the porch. And one of the little small areas in our yard that we have shade. We have a haul of plants up under here. You know I want to put them under here, but not quite sure how I want to arrange them. Let's see. We pull out the Orchard Road coleus, and we have some red caladiums here. The Carmen begonia. Now this cluster of plants is already planted, and we put the red caladiums behind the Carmen begonia because we know that they'll get taller. And this Orchard Rose, I just can't stop staring at it. The margin on this thing, that green margin with that plum leaf, the pink center. And look at these caladiums. The margin around here is just so definite with that green. And look at these thick green, shiny leaves on this Carmen begonia. And back here we have the caladiums. They haven't gotten taller, but they'll get taller than the begonia, and you'll see them nicely. And you can see that the creeping Jenny has grown, and that's almost touching the ground. Got to clear this pathway out. This path leads to a faucet on front of the house. And I'm glad that we have this little shady area because we call this the shade garden. We had to raise the canopy on this bush in order to just to get this little spot. And when I saw the plants at the garden center, I was like, wow, these are really nice. And we know that everywhere is sun on our property, and the whole backyard. That's just a big. Everything out there is just full sun, and the front yard is part sun. But under this bush, this is the one little spot where we have shade, and I've been starting to see more plants and flowers that are very colorful that you can use in the shade. And I'm ready to go with these. I just want to arrange them in a way that looks pleasing. I mean, they're all beautiful plants. Don't get me wrong, but look at that. As you go in close, you can see how the the chartreuse just spills into that plum and that pink center. I mean, it's just an amazing combination of colors, and it's very eye-catching. Let's see. What do we do with this? There we go. I like that right there. That's a nice arrangement. And for this area, just hoping that the coleus on the left doesn't get too much sun because in the morning, I mean, they'll get morning sun. It'll be filtered sunlight. But this one here on the left will probably get a little bit of direct sunlight as the sun goes across the house. See, and then after 12, the sun is in the backyard and this whole area is shade. Let's take a look at another look at this coleus. Look at that green margin, and the leaves are just so solid looking, and that deep red, and wow, just shiny. And these are some really sturdy plants. We picked some good ones this time. And up under here, look at the flowers on that Carmen begonia and these two different shades of red. That's amazing. Now, the other coleus, the other caladiums are so red that they make these look burgundy. Well, let's go around to the backyard. We have some geraniums here with a creeping Jenny. This is a simple combination. And I have two types of geraniums in here, but they require the same care. The soil is looking a little dry, and I tell you what, it's not even phasing these geraniums. That's one thing about them; they can handle the heat. You see that plum with the green margin around the leaf, and over here on the right, we have the zonal geranium with it's a faint ring on the leaf. Let's see, take a look. You can see that ring going around, and these leaves on the right are more scalloped, and on the left, the leaves are round, but they require the same care. And as you can see, the blooms are about to open up on this one. And like I've said many times before, they are interesting even before they open. It's a beautiful plant. They can handle the heat. And if you forget to water, they're very forgiving. And you can let them dry out between watering. Amazing. Now, looking at this bed, we have the Carmen begonias again. And down here, little leaf burn, little fertilizer burn on the leaf. But other than that, these are doing great. We have another multicolor coleus in here, a little floppy, but it'll bounce back. Surrounded by impatiens, which we'll probably put in another spot. But these will be staying right where they are because last time we used coleus in this spot, they did fantastic. I love this color. It goes with different plants in the yard. And this area really needed a pop of color, and this is the go-to. And in this location, which is the backyard, we have a pot that we need to rethink because what we have in here will do fine together, but it just needs to be in a bigger pot. So what we're going to do is take out a few things and put in a few things. We have the pearl caladium with the green margin, a splashy green margin. We have some creeping Jenny in here. The white pearl caladiums are beautiful, and they go good with other plants with similar care tips. They look good with the red caladiums and so many other plants. It's a nice neutral color. It's a cool color for the summertime, and they are fantastic. We have the Gerber daisies in here. They'll be coming out because that leaf span is just so wide. They're a standalone plant. Boom, out with the old. We just relocated them. I am not trashing these because they are doing fine. Look down in there. You see the little blooms still developing. And I don't know if they'll get as tall as these. I'm wondering if this is the regular height for this. Well, they get 4 to 8 inches tall. Look at the splash on this caladium. Oh my goodness. We're going to be putting those in here, and we'll take this Lysianthus out and put that in with some calabacoas. That'll be the center plant. But for now, we're going to go with this cordyline and put that in to give the center some height. Look at the roots on this thing. You can see that it's very healthy. And I'm glad we got it when we did, or probably have to cut the pot off of here. Look at that. Nice thick roots. And this is going to do fine. We just have to keep it watered. So another look at these roots. Oh my goodness. So when we water and there's when the top couple of inches are getting dry, those roots will dive for more water. So that's why the uh, the quarter lines sustain and last so deep into the fall. We've used quarter lines for quite a while, and the purple ones seem to last further into the fall than the green ones. So this quarter line was one-sided in the pot, and we're going to be able to get that in here. And being that it's one-sided, it'll we're able to get it more to the center of the pot, and it's going to be nice with these other plants because we have the quarter line in here for height, and we have the caladiums for color and fluff. They fill the pot out, and we have the creeping Jenny to trail down. So we have all three elements for this pot, and we just have to get them to fluff up. And during the transplant in this heat, sometimes your plants will get a little floppy and they will try to get stressed out, but they're going into some moist soil. And we're under an umbrella right now, so I think they're going to be okay. So once this pot is arranged, we're going to water it and let her perk right on up. Sometimes caladiums can be a little dramatic, like your impatiens. Look at that color. It's so splashy and beautiful and eye-catching, and it's just bold. These are really nice, and they are our go-to for color and filling the pot at the same time. And we're going to fertilize it. We have some shake and feed in the soil so that every time this pot is watered, they'll be getting fertilized. It's a slow release, and I think it's going to do fine. This is going, and all of these plants in this pot are part sun to full sun. A lot of times when you see, look at the back of the caladium. When you see the tag on the caladium, sometimes they can handle more sun than the tags say. With caladiums, it's all about where they were grown because I've seen the same ones that say shade on a tag, and somewhere else in the same nursery, the tag will say sun. So it's all about where they were grown and what they're acclimated to. And this is our caladium pot. Outstanding. This is what we did with the Lysianthus. Put it between some calibrachoas, and she's pinching off the spent blooms. So as she clips those blooms off, it encourages growth for the other ones and just speeds them up. And when we first got this plant, a lot of those blooms were closed, and within a couple days, they're just opening up. And the calibrachoas down here, these had no blooms at all. Well, they had blooms when we first got them, and we had them on the front porch, and I think it just wasn't enough sun. But now that they're getting their sun and that fertilizer, they are doing what they're supposed to do. So we took the Gerber Daisy, and I'm adding more shake and feed to the soil, and she's going to go around and make sure that we don't have any air pockets, because when you have those air pockets, water will sit in there and rot the roots out. So now if you're watering and you have a light watering, that'll settle the soil down and close those pockets out. But to make sure, she goes around and squeezes out those gaps so that the soil will settle down and the roots are able to uptake the moisture. And for now, we're clipping all of these leaves that are touching the soil. Get those out of the way, and they won't hold moisture and create rot on this plant. This is a beautiful flower, and it's going to thrive because it's a standalone flower. They require a little space, 4 to 8 inches high, and they get 10 to 12 inches wide. Look at the little flowers down in there developing. Yeah, they 10 to 12 inches wide, so that gives them room to grow. And I mean, you could put them closer, depends on how thick you want your drift to be. But for touching, right when they start touching, that's at 10 to 12 inches wide. So here's the caladium pot with the quarter line in the center, and we're gonna let that soak up some sun. It's been watered, and if you like this content, hit the like button and subscribe, and you'll get all of the videos, and you'll be notified when they're posted. Enjoy your day.